and welcome to another episode of Real and Raw Relationships Unfiltered, where we get real and raw and bold and unapologetic about every single fucking relationship in our life.
Welcome to the carnival. I'm the ringleader now. Won't hear a sound at all as I bury you 6 feet underground.
Today, I have a wonderful guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself, madam?
Hi, I am Tammy from RLP Holistic Wellness. I am a holistic wellness practitioner and women's empowerment coach and wellness business consultant. Hey, Ange, it's been wild.
Guys, celebrate because she's an LLC officially now. Congratulations. No sole proprietorship here. All right.
Yay.
So today we've got a juicy topic. Okay. It is about people pleasing and why you can't be fucking everything to everyone, but why you try to be everything to everyone. Now, what is the truth about people pleasing, Tammy?
Oh my goodness. That you end up doing stuff that you don't fucking really want to do at the end of the day. That's what it was for me. So I was that kind of people pleaser that, oh, if my family's happy, then I'm happy. When truly I was fucking miserable.
Miserable as shit, right?
Yeah.
Because we're like, oh no, because then you get to be the hero, right? You're like, dude,
Yes.
you're like Captain fucking Underpants over here, like, look at me, look what I can do. I don't know why Captain Underpants was what popped up in my head, but you get what I'm saying.
You, especially if you have kids, nieces, or nephews, then you know who the hell Captain Underpants is.
Right. But yeah, so that's basically what we are talking about today is getting to the heart of people pleasing, right? Because the problem is that most of us don't even realize that we people please, or we have some justifiable reason for people, right? Oh, they need me. Oh, they can't live without me, right? And then you go home and you're fucking burnt out and shit, and you're like, I don't understand why. I'm just so exhausted. I guess I won't work out today. Well, I guess I'll just Netflix and chill, right? I was going to say Netflix and binge, but that's like one and the same, right?
But you could be like Netflix and binge on that freaking pint of ice cream because you're miserable.
Facts, which, I don't get me wrong. Ice cream is fucking phenomenal. But then you're sitting there and you're like eating the ice cream. And then what happens after you eat all that ice cream? You're like, oh my God, I ate all this ice cream and now I'm fat. And it's all their fault. Right?
And it's everybody else's fault. Ice cream and can you not hear me?
No. You're breaking out.
God damn it. It's because I'm freaking driving. Damn it, kid.
It's because it didn't want you to say what you needed to say. Don't let it take away your vibe. Do it. Go ahead, girl. I'm listening.
Well, to be open, I think that it's so easy for us to blame everybody else because we choose to be the person that saves everyone.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you choose to be the person that saves everyone and you have no boundaries, all you have is this space where it's everybody else's fault when truly it's your fault because you know that you wanted to say fucking no. You know that you wanted to say no, but you said yes because it will make Bobby happy.
Yeah. You're avoiding conflict. Essentially, you're avoiding conflict. You are so focused on making everybody else uncomfortable. Like it makes you uncomfortable, in other words, to make somebody else uncomfortable, that you're like, I'll just say yes so that I can avoid the conflict because then I can sit there and say, see, I had to save this argument or this friendship or this relationship because I had to do this, because otherwise we would have gotten into an argument. So then you get to be the hero once again, right? And then you feel guilty whenever you prioritize yourself, because then you put yourself in this spot of, I need to take care of these people, right? And then you're just sitting over there like, okay, I'll go fuck myself.
Right? And the thing is that at the end of the day, when you're in this place of people pleasing and you're always in this space of, I am, let's just say it, I am Captain Save-A-Ho. I save everybody. What does it do? It puts you in a place of avoidance. You're avoiding dealing with your own trauma. You're avoiding dealing with those limited beliefs that you've held on to. You're avoiding having to have that conversation. Dude, I fucking did it for years.
You're terrified of
Years.
rejection. You're terrified of being rejected. What if they reject me? So you're standing in your fear of what ifs instead of actually owning that this isn't my reality just because it's my right now, just because it makes you uncomfortable. You fear fear itself. And so you're not going to get abandoned or rejected. And that's the best way you know how to, right? So essentially what you're doing is you're rejecting and abandoning yourself at that point.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Every single time. Every single time. Freaking, and that's kind of like that whole thing with the New Year's resolution. You begin to do it, you begin to do it, you begin to work out, you begin to eat right. And then something happens, and now you're back at that space of, oh, I feel so fat, I'm out of shape, I need to eat better. It's this, because I always tell people failure is always an option. Failure is always an option. And I use the New Year's resolution as a thing, as an example, because you do something wrong, you step in a place where you fail, quote unquote, fail, then you give up. So it's like you give up. Fuck, dude, I fucking lost my whole point.
Okay. I say there's always change until you're dead. There's always change until you're dead. And the thing is that, yeah, you're afraid of failing, but you're afraid of the possibility of failing, but we also fear success, right? We fear what comes with success. So it's people pleasing that keeps us in that balance, right? But we think it's balanced, but really we're just over committing. We're resentful. You lose your own self, all because you're scared. So you stay this level. You're like, ooh, but if I succeed, I'll have more people looking at me. I'll have more responsibility, and I'll have more obligation from other people wanting either my opinions or they're attacking me, because now they're like, ooh, wait, you actually have a boundary? Ooh, actually, I'm not comfortable with that. And you're like, okay, go fuck yourself, right? But in actuality, all it is that people get used to you people pleasing. So once you start trying to do it, you give up over and over again. Why? Because you're used to it. You're in your comfort zone. You get to stay in that squishy comfort zone and sit there and say the woe is me vibe. And I'm here for everyone else. And all that time, you are literally telling yourself you don't have time for yourself. Go fucking do something else. And then what do we always do? We sit there and say, oh, I don't need much. Oh, I don't need that. Oh, you know what? I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. When really, you don't even know what the fuck it is that makes you happy, right? Because you spent so much time making everybody else happy for everything else that you don't even know what the fuck you like or what a boundary is. And we were talking about boundaries too, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, she was giving me an example of a situation that she's heard from someone, and what we do is we blame. Oh, well, this person, they're narcissistic. Oh, that person, that person, they're just avoidant. We diagnose and put labels on people because they don't do what we want them to, but you're still not doing what you want you to, right? And so you're like trying to control everybody else. And then you're like, I don't understand why people are so angry. I'm just a bitch. That's all I am.
So yes, and then they want to use an excuse for like the reason is this because I'm just a bitch. No, you're not a bitch. You're someone that's being fucking lazy with your own growth healing journey. Like fuck, man, at the end of the day, if we stop pointing at everyone else and noticing everybody else's flaws and actually start with just with us, just looking at ourselves.
Yeah.
And realizing that, hey, this is where I could work on me.
Right.
When you fill your own cup, as you fill your cup and you have overflow, that overflow goes to the other people in your family, or your friends, or even strangers. When you begin to work on you first, starting with the love, taking the action, dropping the fucking non-judgment. And for those of you that are listening that are like, oh, I don't judge. Ooh. Go look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you don't judge you.
I don't judge. I don't judge. But when was the last time you sat there and you made a facial expression or your head just tilted just a little higher when you saw somebody else, right? Or you felt the need to be Captain Save-A-Ho, you're judging them. You're sitting there and saying, you can't do this on your own. Or your children. You want to deal with their problems, or your significant other. You want to tell them what their boundaries are. You want to tell them what their negotiables versus their non-negotiables are. You want to tell them how to trust when you don't even fucking trust yourself. You don't even trust that you can handle your shit, but you're telling your kids, this is how you handle this. This is how you handle this. And then you wonder why they fucking resent you when they get older. And then you wonder why your partner just doesn't want to have sex anymore. He's not physically attracted to you. And then you just say that, oh, we're married. That's just the way it is. No, the fuck it's not the way it is. That's the way you perceive it is because you're in your comfort zone. And you sit there and you say you're okay with that because, again, you're trying to appease that. Right? You're sitting there and, okay, well, I need to do other stuff, but you don't even handle your own needs. You want to, I do not want to hear a single woman tell me that they don't like orgasms or sex. Shut the fuck up.
Did you just say that they don't like orgasms and sex? What the fuck is wrong with them? Tap, tap, tap. What the fuck? What do you mean you don't like orgasms?
I have heard, let me tell you, I've heard stories, okay? I have heard stories of, we've been married for so long. Angela, you don't know what you're talking about because once you're married for a long time, I said, good God, is that what it's come to? Holy fucking shit. Let me tell you, the moment that Justin tells me that he can't meet my sexual needs, I got things to do. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to go.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm going to go try on some lingerie. I'm going to sit there and start teasing. And we're going to fucking figure this shit out right here. Because that is essential. Don't sit there and tell me that work is essential and this is essential. Meet your damn needs. That is the necessity in this moment, right? You're going to tell me you have 10 minutes to go fucking have an orgasm and go treat yourself before you wreck yourself. You can't do that? You're too busy? Good fucking God. Tell your vagina.
Let Waldo hit me with some shit like that. Let Waldo hit me with what? Oh no. Let's sit down. We need to have a conversation. We are going to have a conversation because like, he's one of those men. I'm the same way though. Like, dude, ooh, you got your shirt off. How you doing? And you know what I mean? So like we enjoy our sex life. And that's one thing that and it's not just about the sex. We enjoy the intimacy. We enjoy being with each other. And when I hear couples, like I've heard couples of having separate bedrooms, which has been very interesting for me. Like you don't want to sleep in the same bed? Like
The fuck?
you don't want to? Like why? But and you know what? No judgment though. No judgment. I get it. Like, but
Twin beds.
I do not think so. We will not be doing that.
Isn't it Serta that does that now? Who is it? The ones that have like the separate, and you can have your separate, like it's like
Oh yeah.
and you can
Yep.
have your level of squishiness or firmness, I'm like,
Yes.
okay, so you're literally promoting that people just distance themselves. And you're saying that it's, oh, well, everybody has their needs. But in fact, go fucking have some good ass sex and then tell me how well you sleep after that. Tell me how to sleep. I sleep like
I know. I sleep good. I sleep good.
I'm on. You don't even have to wake me up and burp me. You don't have to give me a bottle in the middle of the night. I'm sleeping good in the neighborhood.
Right? But I look at it and I feel that when women especially, when we as women talk about, oh, well, the sexual energy or sex just is not important, it's because some women have gotten to a place of they are just the chauffeur. They're the cook. They're the therapist. They're the secretary. They are the accountant. They are the person that listens to everything. And they become all of these different things and they lose who they are. They lose that feminine energy.
Well, exactly. They lose who they are, but they also limit their potential, right? Because
Yes.
you hear somebody say, "Oh, I'm not a baker. I'm not an artist. I'm not this. I'm not that." And I always tell my kids, "You don't know till you fucking know." And so,
Yep.
I mean, I didn't know anything about technology, and I built my whole fucking system online, right? I have my whole 8-week program. I have a badass website that I created. I have fucking members that love our meetings. And
Mhm.
if I listened to all those people that told me not to do it, I'd be back at over there, sitting there, limiting my own potential. Probably people for everybody else because I'm like, oh my God, I don't want them to be uncomfortable with me doing something or something out of my comfort zone, right? Let me go ahead and stay down on their level. And what's that poppy seed syndrome where you cut the poppy down because it's taller than all the other poppies. I forgot where it is. And because heaven forbid you stand out. Heaven forbid you are noticed or recognized, right? And we're so worried about being negatively recognized. And negatively recognize this. What if they positively do it? That we can't just fucking say no when our no means no, our yes means yes. We have to over explain. So
yes. Oh, dude.
We have somebody invite us to something, and then they send you like instead of just saying no, babe, you are sitting there and giving paragraphs on why, as if you need to explain it to me. As if it is owed to me and you don't owe anybody shit. If you
that right there,
you can't fucking make it. If they can't understand that you can't make it, then they need to fucking prioritize their shit. That's not a you problem. That's a them problem, right? But we try their shit and their discomfort because we want to fix everyone else. So then nobody can look at ourselves. How many times do we sit there and how are you? And we say, oh, I'm fine. And then
Lies. Bitch, you ain't fine.
go straight back to them, right? Oh,
Yeah.
how's this? We bombard them with questions about them because sitting with our own questions, sitting with that thought, do I have a boundary? Am I doing okay?
Yeah.
Saying
That right there.
when you were fucking crying last night with Ben and Jerry, hanging out, living your best life, or you're taking that shot because you're like, he didn't text back for 10 minutes and then I blew up his phone, but I don't want to tell my friend because what if they judge me? Who gives a fuck if they judge you? Own your fucking feelings, right? But we can't pleased. So we don't know, right?
Right.
So how do we begin breaking that cycle?
I believe truly we began breaking the cycle by looking at ourselves. So I too am like you. I started from the bottom, started with $10 when I started and but continued to build my own website. I learned about how to accounting, learned how to run a business while learning other things that I wanted to have and put into my business to where I am now, where I actually feel comfortable calling myself the CEO. So, looking at the places of where you are uncomfortable. My question to myself was, why do you feel uncomfortable when people call you the CEO of your own business?
Yeah.
And then I thought about it. Well, it's a holistic wellness business. And the people pleasing part of me when I first started was like, these people don't support me. Da 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 da. Bitch, you don't even support yourself because you're worried about the people that you want to support you. You don't even support yourself saying, hey, this is what I do. And now that's, I think, believe it or not, that's where I think it starts is actually looking at yourself, sitting down, taking notes of what and where is the problem. But you have to be open to see it. You can't just make excuses for it every fucking time of, oh, I'm mad at them because they didn't look at my business. But why are you mad at them when you don't even look at yourself?
Right. Right.
CEO, when I used to hear CEO, it made me cringe because I was like, wow, that means that's like, to me, it's like that was my idea of like success. When you hear CEO, it's like, wow, that's success. But I was so scared of being successful because I didn't want to, one, be more successful than other people. Because I was hyper masculine. So I did a lot of different things and worked in a lot of different places and did really good. And I took people hating on me as like, oh, I'm doing something wrong. But then I learned like, bitch, everybody needs haters. Everybody needs haters. Let people talk about you. It's none of your fucking business. It's none of your business what motherfuckers say. Like,
I love having haters. When I don't have haters, I'm like, how many of you are actually being fake right now? Because I guarantee you got haters. Even with your own, even with my members, there's times I'm like, you fucking wanted to punch me. I mean, virtually, because obviously, it's not in person. But I even say it in my videos for them. I'm like, you probably wanted to punch me right now. You probably wanted to take your fucking phone, throw it across the room and say, fuck you, Angela. And then you're sending me a bill saying that I have to pay for your phone. I haven't had that one yet. I'm waiting for that one. That would be fun. I want somebody to just do that, even if it's just a prank. I'm like, can you just do that? So holler out. Guys, if you ever throw your phone because of me, send me the bill. I might not pay it, but I just
love that.
here, guys. But okay, so there's 4 steps. 4 steps for working on it, right? So the first one is you're recognizing the why. So you're recognizing why am I doing this? Why am I having this issue with saying yes, right? Why do I say yes to things that I don't want to do? So it's opening up the groundwork, right? It's turning the The things that I say to my clients always is notice, own, and work on it. You got to do the now. You notice it, you own it, and then you fucking work on it, right?
Yes.
And then once you do that, then you're able to set a boundary on it, right? So you have to teach yourself how to say no. You're like, okay, if I say yes to this, what's going to be the ultimate outcome? Am I going to be tired? Am I going to be, even if it's a fucking date, if it's saying yes to having sex before you're prepared, or, you're just anything that makes you anything that's, sorry, everything's fine. But anything that's basically telling you that you need to, I lost my train of thought. God damn it.
Dude, I was just looking at the time and I was following you through and everything. And I was like, oh shit, Waldo's about to get in the damn car.
He's going to be part of it. It'll be fine. But yeah, no, anything that basically makes you feel uncomfortable. And I'm not talking about, because then you guys are going to be like, oh my God, I'm uncomfortable with this. What I mean is anything that is depleting your energy, your love for yourself, your sense of self. Just notice those things. If you fuck up, babe, you just sit there and say, actually, I felt pretty depleted when I did that. If you go out with friends when you really need to be at home and you fuck up, don't shame yourself. Just be like, oh, I messed up. All right. How are we going to fix it? Right. You're rebuilding the identity, and it comes in steps, right? Just like when I quit smoking, when I did all these things, I did them in my own steps instead of everybody else telling me what steps I needed to go and what things I needed to say yes and no to. I sat there and said, what is my identity? What do I want? What do I need in the moment? You're being selfish, okay? And that is unselfish to be selfish, because then you're not fucking exploding. You're not rolling in your bed for hours because why didn't I say no to this? And now you're people pleasing, and now you can't sleep, and now you're depleted, and now you're overstressed. Now you're overworked and underpaid, right? So you're learning to sit in that discomfort. You're getting comfortable with getting uncomfortable, essentially.
And that right there is one of the biggest challenges that I have found that most of my clients have, is that getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And the reason why I even go back to myself is because I want people to know that, guess what? Like, I was there, and like, I'm not going to forget where the fuck I came from. But it took me years to freaking get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not you're building authentic relationships, but you can't have an authentic relationship if you don't have an actual genuine relationship with yourself. Right. So you have to actually build that self-respect, that confidence in who you are. So with that, my challenge for my listeners is I want you to commit to one act on people pleasing. Okay. So that could be just saying no without having to have a reason for justifying it. That could be saying not right now. That could be saying don't touch me. That could be saying I don't like to be touched that way. And it's okay to say you don't like to be touched a certain way. If your spouse is going to, when it comes to sex, if you are telling him, oh, no, it feels good, and then you didn't orgasm, don't tell me that you don't fake orgasm, because if you think that you don't fake orgasm, watch my video from last week, because you definitely fake orgasm. You do. We all do it, right? Or I don't do it anymore, but we all used to do it. At one point or another, you were like, oh, I don't want to sit this discomfort of him trying to make me come, and so I won't say anything. So you're just...
Dude, I remember that.
You remember what?
I remember faking it.
Right? And then you're sad because you're like, why didn't he read my mind and know that I didn't actually come, right? It's like the worst feeling, guys. And it's also pretty degrading for yourself because you're like, you're basically telling yourself that you're not important enough to come, but he's important enough to come. And then you wonder why he doesn't respect you or why he doesn't prioritize you and your needs, right? Because you don't fucking ask for it, right? It's plain and simple. Did you have anything you wanted to add to that, ma'am?
Yes, I did. If you don't ask for it, if you don't tell your partner what you want, how do you expect them to give you what you need or even what you want? If you don't take a moment to actually sit back and be like, you know what? I don't like that. And I've told my partner that I like it just to appease them. Dude, stop doing that. Just flat out tell your partner. If you like something a certain kind of way, tell your partner. I like a little doggy. I like a little this. I like a little that. Be open about it.
Call me Big Papa. Let me stop. For the record, I don't like that. I don't like being called Big Papa. Unless it's one of my members, one of them, sometimes she does call me daddy. I think it's funny. She's like, "Can I call you daddy now?" I'm like, only if you pull my hair, babe. Only if you pull, not too hard, just right. You know, you can't be trying to rip out my hair. I'm getting older. It's starting to thin out a little, you know? But with that, guys, we will leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us, Tammy. You were fucking awesome as always. And as always, I have to get her on here more often, guys. I know I've been really busy with a lot of things going on, but I'm here to stay and I'm coming back with a vengeance. So stay tuned because I'm going to be having Tammy on here a lot more. So thank you again, Tammy. You fucking rock.
I fucking love you. Thanks for having me on.
All right, guys. Have a good day.